Oh my god. Stupidity. Ouch. The fucking stupidity is just getting higher and higher and higher and higher. Look, I know Nintendo's going into the mobile market. And it is probably meaning the end of Nintendo. And then you got people like Black Bond who's saying, well, I wanted Nintendo to survive, but I'm gonna toast to their demise. He's just a despicable human being, in my opinion. But anyways, um, if Nintendo, and this is speaking of a future video from Black Bond, because we all know he's gonna say like, Nintendo Wii U is dead. Told you so. No graphics. Graphics matters. Yeah, yeah, that was already proven with the Order 1886, in which we had a game with single player and a short time view. The short time play didn't bother me. It's the fact that after you won the game, there was nothing really to do but replay the game with only a minimally small bit of collectibles. That's all you did in the Order 1886. Just replay the fucking game. That's all you can do. Is just replay the fucking game and masturbate to its graphics. And to people saying, well, you're playing like those Telltale games. Here's the difference. First of all, these Telltale games have came out and have been like this for years, especially when they were Lucas games or Double Fine. But they have this replay value set to them. And oh yeah, Telltale has something else. What is it? Oh, more than one fucking episode. You know, you download an episode each time, which lengthens the play hours. Yeah. Yeah, you can buy each episode individually, or you just buy the season pass and you get all the fucking episodes. But last I checked, yeah, you're buying fucking episodes. Because it's like a TV program, episode by episode by episode by episode by episode. Uh, I don't. So it's got a replay value and it's very fucking long. But, going back to fucking Nintendo here, everybody is, all screaming that the Wii U is gone. You made a bad purchase, Nintendo fans. Everyone who bought a Wii U, you've done bad. Well, yeah. And if Nintendo comes out with a new console, which I'm hoping they don't, it's going to be the end of Nintendo because the customer base aren't going to be. Oh, the stock market people will be like, "You're making the right decision. We're going with the crazy people." The crazy people who say that the fucking internet can stream everything, and I mean everything. But they don't understand bandwidth or constricting communications down that you could actually disable communications. And the same happens to fucking the internet streaming. You stream too much information through the fucking web, it's going to collapse or stop working. Let me demonstrate this to you. Go to If you have an OnLive account and a PlayStation Now account, do this. Get on your OnLive account, then get on your PlayStation Now account, and then try to stream both games at once. Tell me the results of what happens to your internet, especially when you get on another computer and try to surf the web. You are going to be slowed down to shit fucking molasses crap that your internet, just by going from one internet page to the other, it's going to be like on a 56K modem again. You know why? I'll tell you why. This is the same reason why everybody yelled at Microsoft about that always online shit because the internet isn't fully prepared for an always on and always loading service. There are times that your internet drops. So, when you got that streaming gaming device of yours all ready to play those games, guess what? It's gonna become a fucking paperweight until they get the internet back on. That's what was gonna happen with Xbox One and all those and that 24-hour check online. It was going to become a very expensive paperweight. This is why people stopped or were so mad for Microsoft for so many years, and then magically now forget, and then willing to forgive Microsoft, and then say, "Oh, but yours is full of hate." No, Microsoft told me to fuck off. They told all of you to fuck off, and you sat there and allowed them to abuse you in front of everybody, and you let them do it. The worst are the Microsoft fanboys like Crap Gamer and the rest of them. Anchorman V, who was trying to defend Microsoft's policies on the independent games, saying, "No, your game's got to come out for our consoles first before we let it come on other consoles," saying that it helps with their Metacritic scores to get it up higher so they can put it onto other games. You know what? Anchorman V, I'm going to forget that the same shit goes on PlayStation 4, where, independent games start up on the PS4, and, they brought up their Metacritic scores. Oh, yeah, that also happened on the Ouya, that failed device, and the Wii U. Oh, and let's not forget the fucking PC. Because they're called independent games for a reason. Hell, even Max got a few games that had a few independent games that started out on their little devices. Even iOS, Android. The list goes on and on. Anchorman, before you say stupid shit, think about what you're saying before you spout it out. And also, to add to the whole resource thing that he was bringing up, let me explain something to you. Most independent games don't need massive resources because most of them don't use high-end graphics, either deliberately or artistically, or they just make them like an old-style fucking arcade game. But they don't use high-end, high-styled graphics. Go figure. So, they don't need a large amount of graphics, resourcing, and all that other shit. No, it's just Microsoft paying these independent companies off and then putting up a policy to make sure to butt fuck the other people so they can have them come to them and then say, "Oh, but we forgive you for all the policies and the bad DRM you try to shove down our asses, Microsoft. Please forgive us and let us play a game." I mean, right now, Sony is, winning the console war. And of course, people like Black Dot, Mon, and all of them are all basically saying it's because of its graphic power. Let me explain something to you. The instant I saw them introduce the PlayStation 4, and I said this in all my videos, and they showed the price of that thing, I immediately knew they won. There was hands down winning. I was a little shocked that they would be selling at PS2 levels. I mean, they are selling like motherfucking hotcakes. There's no stopping the PS4 momentum, even though mobile gamers are going to try to say otherwise, even though that mobile gaming has lesser graphics and for a good reason than that of PCs. I mean, it's like some of these idiot people out there literally think that. I mean, even Michael Patcher said that we were going to have a mobile phone by this year that was going to have the same graphics power as a PS4. That hasn't happened yet. And I'm not joking, he actually said that. By this year, 2015, that we were going to see mobile phones have the same graphical powers as PS4s and PCs, and that would be the start of the mobile departments taking over everything, including the PC markets. That has not happened yet. In fact, the PC market took a massive hit when PlayStation 4 sales skyrocketed, which none of the PC guys will ever admit to. You notice they've stopped talking about sales all of a sudden because when the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 went well beyond the 5 years and are now close to the 10 years, PC sales started to climb up. But then went back down as soon as the Xbox One, the Wii U, and the PS4 went up to market. Why? Simple. People just like simplicity. They just like to buy a device, hook into TV, plug in disc. That's it. I know a lot of you are going to bitch and yell about that, but it's actually true. Sony has basically destroyed the entire console market and now owns all of it. What bothers me, though, and it still does bother me, and nobody will bring it up, not one fucking person, not even on the PlayStation fanboy side, is mostly when you're seeing those final numbers up on Microsoft on the like video game chart or whatever, they're not exactly final. The problem with Microsoft is that they are taking the sales of their Xbox 360s and their Xbox Ones and merging those sales reports. Yeah, you heard me right. They're merging the sales reports. Now, we all know that everybody still loves their Xbox 360s. This effect even happened on the PlayStation 2 because the PlayStation 2 for its generation was such a long-lived console that halfway through, last gen, it had staying power. It just stayed. Sony was just selling those things out like fucking candy, mainly due to nostalgia. Until I forget what year, close to the no sooner after before the PS4 and the Xbox One were shown that staying power finally lost momentum, and Sony finally put the PlayStation 2 uh, to pasture. It was discontinued about 2013. We're talking about a device that came out in 2004 and then was finally killed off in 2013. That's a long lifespan for PS2. Now, for different reasons, I don't think PS4 is going to survive that long, mainly because, hardware decisions, controller decisions, and also the cell processor is just costing Sony a shit ton of money they can't afford. But Sony is making a profit. But it's not because of the graphics power. It's because Microsoft shoved DRM down everybody's fucking throat. That thing was so bad that even the Wii U was beating it. No. And also Microsoft was selling a lesser powered machine for twice the amount of money than what it's actually worth. And everybody knew this. Now, nobody knew this when the Wii U came out because there was this massive march to hate Nintendo just because, you know, and of course, there was also this big fuss on making shit up over making more shit up. That Nintendo did reasonably price their console to a reasonable price, but you know, because they didn't go as batshit crazy as fucking Microsoft. But we live in a world where making shit up is the new order, where internet is going to be so powerful that when we stream games, there's going to be no magical lag. It will never disconnect, and you can just play games on and on and on and on, just like some idiots out there are saying. Certain analysts are running out there and saying, but with streaming technology, you could play your games on any device, anywhere you go. What happens if you hit a black hole? They don't exist. Why don't they exist? Because I say so. Oh my God, you're absolutely right. Because you say so. You're God. You've actually made. Think about this. Because you say so. Now I understand that gaming devices can be plugged on anything just because you told me so. That thing called physics and actual science and actual people out there talking about actual limitations on the internet, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. You do. Because you just told me so because just because. You're all dumbasses. Really dumbasses. Problem is, and this is true, PlayStation Now and of course on Live, which is slowly dying, are suffering from lag. Especially PlayStation Now with its high bandwidth fucking requirement shit. But none of you care. None of you care about that actual truth right there. None of you care that internet could drop, your devices can become paperweights. None of you care. I mean, I talked to one person who says that when I asked him, how's that Apple TV when your internet drops? He says, oh, I just recorded on there. How? Apple TV doesn't have a fucking hard drive. It doesn't even have a flash. And its flash drive wouldn't even hold a fucking movie or a clip. It only sound like something like and that's about it. It's a streaming device with no hard drive and like a 165 megabyte flash drive. That's about all it's got. There's nothing else in that thing. It can't even hold a movie. You're not downloading jack and shit, you dumbass. Hopefully I left you guys with some kind of a brain growing in your head. See ya.